Good evening, YouTube. It's the old soldier coming back at you from Robeson County, North Carolina, just outside of the little bitty old town of Parkton. If you look on the map, that's about south of Hope Mills, north of St. Paul's, and just a little old town. Where my mother grew up. My mother grew up in Parkton. But anyway, what do we want to talk about? Let's see. It's the Second Amendment. Why do I want to talk about the Second Amendment? Because there's a whole bunch of BS that's starting to come out of Congress, state legislatures, state legislations, lamestream media, intentionally misleading the American public. And why I want to touch on this, I saw a video today Liberty Doll posted, and she was commenting on it. And if you don't know who she is, I'll try to remember to find her link to her channel and put it there. But she is a very pro 2A young lady and phenomenal, and is much more articulate in putting this message out than I am. But long story short, she showed this news report of a couple journalists that were going from Chicago into Indiana to buy a gun and take it back to Illinois, trying to make it look like it was an illegal transaction across state lines and all kinds of stupid stuff like that because they were stupid. The young man that they got to go in, they found out couldn't buy a handgun. Laws work, oh my goodness. And then they tried to make it look like the background check, because it was done on a piece of electronic equipment instead of the manual paper form, was some way, somehow circumventing the system. And then, oh, by the way, they were talking about background checks and about how that every state's different. They all go to the same place. Doesn't matter if you buy a gun in Georgia, Washington State, Maine, New York, Florida, Texas, Arizona, Illinois, Indiana. When that ATF form is filled out and it's sent off, it goes to the same place for the same in-depth background check. Now, for all you Looney Tune dingbats out there that seem to think that there needs to be stronger background checks, no, what needs to happen is these pansy rear-ended state legislatures and these touchy-feely good, well-intended but misled, what's the word I'm looking for? People that seem to think that when somebody commits a crime that they deserve a second, third, fourth, eighth, and 10th chance, and that their records need to be sealed or expunged because whatever. I get it. In some circumstances, I can see that happening. But when you've got a career criminal, the point I'm getting at is this: that once you commit a crime and you enter the FBI's database, you're fingerprinted, it's going to pop up. Okay? But they were trying to make this out to be an instance where, just anybody going to buy this thing and now we're going to take it across state lines and that's illegal. No, it's not. Because you got it secured in the trunk. And oh, by the way, in the video, it had a trigger lock on it. So even if they wanted to shoot something with it, they couldn't. And then, if you see the video, one guy's got the gun in his lap pointing the barrel at another man's private region. Not intentionally, mind you, but it's just the way it was positioned. So, but I love, but see oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. What aggravates me about these types of videos is the fact, the sheer volume of people that have no clue will begin to believe that to be the truth without doing proper and due diligent research themselves. Yes, I counted to calm myself down because I don't want to use language that I ought not to be using. I've been told that by certain subscribers they appreciate the fact that I don't use vulgarity or foul language, which on occasion I have used a colorful word or two on here, and I apologize for that, folks. And I apologize now for any unintentional slips that may happen in the future. There was a time where every word out of my mouth was that way. But I have strived and struggled to try to keep my language clean, because I've come to the realization it doesn't make me a tougher individual, it doesn't make me a tougher man, or a braver man, or a bolder man. It just makes me an ignorant man. Okay. Enough of that. But anyway, they make these videos, and then they're going to go point out the flaws in gun laws and this, that, and the other, and gun shows don't run background checks. I've bought 3 firearms at gun shows here in North Carolina. And all 3, I had to fill out the ATF form. That background check had to be run. They had to verify my driver's license matched the information that I put on said mentioned form. Okay? So your argument there is moot. We need stricter background checks and background laws. Already got them. Already got them. Well, we need red flag laws. No, we do not. Violation of the 4th Amendment. It's an extreme violation thereof. Now, this is what I say. If there is somebody that has a multitude of firearms, and they start to display signs and symptoms of mental instability, or instability, whatever the word may be, I do believe that the family, keyword family, close friends, have a responsibility, not just a right, but a responsibility to separate that individual from those firearms, to figure out what's going on. It could very well be a case that they just need an adjustment of their medication. Could be they might have a true issue that they could possibly do somebody harm. Now, let's move on. No gun in the world has ever killed anybody. Let me say that again. No gun in the world has ever killed anybody. But guns kill people, old soldier. No. People behind the guns kill people. Just like drunk drivers behind the wheel of a vehicle kill people. Okay? Just like criminals with baseball bats, knives, ropes, chains, and any other weapon they can find to hurt, maim, mutilate, or kill people, kill people. You see where I'm going with this, folks? People kill people. A gun is just an instrument. A knife is just an instrument. A vehicle is just an instrument. Okay? Plain simple. So if there's any politicians that watch this video, I'd really be surprised if there is any. But if there are any politicians that watch this video, and you just happen to swing a little off center from my position, think about that. Okay? You think about that. But then again, most of you clowns are pandering to a group of people that if you told them the sky was purple today, they'd probably believe you. So long as you continue to dole money to them and feed them a line of crap. Right? Right. Okay. Moving right along. But anyway, folks, our Second Amendment is coming under attack. It has been for a long time, but it seems like every time we turn around, the enemy to our freedoms they keep rearing their heads, and we have to stop and collectively come together as a country, as a nation of believers in freedom and liberty, and stop these nut jobs before they go too far. Okay. Our current commander-in-chief, I'm not 100% sold on what his position is on it. I heard a press interview today, and that was one of the things he got to talking about. And he was talking about how our Second Amendment is going to stay strong all day long. But he also come out after the shooting in El Paso in Ohio in support of red flag laws. Now, I don't know if it's somebody whispering in his ear, or if it's his own volition, whatever the case may be. But these proposals to red flag laws need to stop. Our politicians need to stop and take a look at what it is that's really going on. Because you have a movement in this nation that is deeply rooted within our government. Oh, soldiers talking about deep state. Yeah, I am. They've been embedded from years gone by. And the people that were embedded years gone by are starting to come out into positions of power and authority. And they're starting to create madness and mayhem. They're creating unjust policy and doctrine. They are attempting to take away liberty from law-abiding citizens. Basically, as it says in the Bible, when people start doing wrong and we call it right, is what I'm looking at it as. And that is nowhere near what ought to be true. So I would say, if you're a subscriber to my channel and you believe in your liberties and your freedoms, study your Constitution, get to know it. Make it your best friend. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I don't even believe in either one of those parties anymore, because both of them, once they get up there, they lose their mind. But I am a Christian conservative. That is my belief. And I believe that our nation was founded on the principles of freedom and liberty. I believe that our founding fathers believed in the one true God. They believed in the Holy Bible. They utilized the Bible as a guideline to the doctrine that they developed within the Constitution, as well as a guideline with the laws that they would establish. And now we have a group up there now trying to disrupt all of it. I'm not sure where this is going to go, but I have my concerns. So I'd encourage you folks to know your Constitution. I would encourage you to let your politicians know how you feel about your Second Amendment rights, along with all the others that you have. Because if you're not 100% sure about it, folks, your Second Amendment protects all the others. Why do you say that? Because when they envisioned putting the Second Amendment into the Constitution, one of the biggest reasons behind that was to protect the people from a tyrannical government should one ever arise. Also to protect us from any enemies that might try to come into our nation and take it over by forceful means. And I've had some conversations with people about that. Well, we come over and took the land away from these people. That, you know what? I can't help how we got here, but we're here now. Alright? This is our nation, the United States of America. Are we perfect? No. Far from it. But we've had a document, we've had laws, and a system that has worked well over 200 years. And in the last, I'd say, 20, 25 years, there has been a strong movement to collapse that. I think the head of that movement is starting to come to fruition. And I'm not sure, like I said, where it's going to go. But be prepared, folks. Stand firm in your rights. And just pray God intervenes on our behalf. And I will close from there, folks. You all have a blessed and wonderful evening. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. And we are a couple days closer to Friday, which is the gateway to the weekend. So, truly blessed indeed. But as always, remember the charities I'd ask you to support: tunnelstowers.org, Valor for Veterans, and Pin Up for Vets. Pin Up for Vets 2020 calendar is now available for ordering. Get your copy today. They would appreciate it. And, you know, what they do for our veterans is just awesome. Okay. Vendors, again, I'd ask you to support Money Quick Pawn Shop on Rayford Road in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area. If you live around my area, it's a great place to go for all your firearms and ammunition needs, amongst other whole host of other things they carry in that store. They're also a Black Rifle coffee distributor, so go check them out if you live in my area. Robert's Custom Woodwork, get on his Etsy webpage and look at everything that he makes and produces. If you order from Robert, you will not be disappointed. I promise you, you will not be disappointed in what he delivers. Okay, he makes phenomenal plaques, and just the detail he puts into them is just awesome. Unsung Patriot, check him out as well. Order one of his t-shirts or one of his sweatshirts, one of his hoodies today. He'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. And last but not least, if you like the poems I read on Monday, I've got them in 2 books. They're both available on Amazon. Go look them up and order them. You know, if you want them autographed, just email me at ransofofandoldsoldier@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to put my signature on there for you and send it back to you. Okay. God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate everybody who subscribed to my channel. You know, if you like what I'm saying, invite your other friends that watch YouTube videos to like and subscribe to the channel as well. I'd appreciate it if you could do that for me. And until then, y'all take care. If you don't know Jesus, your Lord and Savior, the invitation's there, folks. Until then, until tomorrow, Soul Soldier out.